car that won't start is arguably the world's most typical automotive issue. Millions of people suffer from this problem every year, and one of the most typical symptoms is when a car clicks and doesn't turn over at all. When you try to start your car and only hear a single click, this means that the starter tried to engage but that there isn't enough power to turn the engine on or even try again. But if your car won't start even if the starter is continuously banging into the flywheel or flex plate, that indicates something else. I have created a brand new video that explains everything you need to know about this frequent yet annoying issue, including how to fix it. It's Max the Car Guy. Subscribe and let's get started. When you turn the ignition on, if you only hear one click and then nothing else, the starter isn't receiving enough power. Here are a few causes of the problem. Dead battery. A dead or damaged battery is by far the most frequent cause of a single click when you try to start your car. The battery has enough power to start the engine once, but after that, it is unable to continue trying to start the engine or turn it over. Faulty alternator. A dead battery and this go together. While you're driving, the alternator charges the battery. If it doesn't, your battery will eventually run out of power. However, if your alternator is faulty and you simply charge or replace the battery, it won't be long before your battery dies once more. Loose connections. Sometimes everything in your car is operating as it should, but the battery and starter are simply not connected well. Whether it's a loose wire or a corroded connection, this is causing a lot of resistance and preventing your car from starting. It's a different issue if you're trying to start your car and hear several clicks rather than just one. While there may be similar causes to a single click, a bad starter is also a possibility. If the starter isn't functioning properly, it may engage but not have enough force to turn the engine over. It pushes out in response, strikes the flywheel, and then retracts. This process keeps happening as you keep the ignition on, and you can hear a lot of clicking. How to diagnose. It's time to focus on the specific cause of why your car might not start now that you have a better understanding of the potential causes. Check connections. Although it may not always be the issue, it is the most straightforward to rule out. Check the connections on the battery terminal by opening the hood. Make sure there is no corrosion and that they are tight. If necessary, clean the terminals, tighten the connections, and retest to see if your car starts. Test the battery. After making sure the connections are secure, examine the battery itself. This step involves checking the voltage and the cold cranking amps. Replace the battery if there are 12.6 volts or more but insufficient cold cranking amps. Otherwise, proceed to the next step. Charge the battery. You don't necessarily need to replace the battery just because it doesn't have enough voltage. Before even considering replacing the battery, put it on a battery charger if there is insufficient voltage in it. Retest the battery. Retest the battery after it has fully charged. The battery should now have at least 12.6 volts and be able to crank your car with enough cold cranking amps. It's time for a new battery if the battery fails on either of these after being charged. Check if the car starts. Check to see if your car will start now that you are aware that the battery has enough charge. If it does, you can rule out a faulty starter and skip that step when you get to it at the end, but you're still not finished. Test the alternator. Do yourself a favor and check the alternator if your car started after the battery was charged. It's only a matter of time before your car won't start again if you skip this step and it has a bad alternator. The alternator should push close to 14 volts when tested, otherwise, it is defective, and you must replace it. Test the starter. I can almost certainly assure you that the starter is the issue if you've already finished the first 6 steps in this troubleshooting guide. However, you should test the component to double-check your work before replacing any parts. The starter can be bench tested by connecting power to the appropriate terminals and then checking its power with a small pry bar. Hope the information was useful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.